What's going on YouTube? Today's video is going to be the best Warzone setting, guys. You guys requested this video, and I'm going to show you guys the settings I've been rocking right now in Warzone. So to start it off, for aiming input device, we use obviously controller. And then for horizontal stick sensitivity, I think 6 and 6 for vertical and horizontal, honestly the best is what the pros recommend, and a lot of other YouTubers say that as well. I use default stick layout. I don't use any other one, but this is obviously the common one to use. Brightness, I use 55. This is honestly the best to see pretty clearly, and it gets a better visibility in Warzone. Um, Voice chat volume, 34. You know, some people, especially playing with randoms, people get really loud. So I just put this at 34 or 35, whatever. Master game volume, put this at 50. I mean, I don't want to hear too much stuff going on. I like to hear footsteps and stuff. That's what I like to prioritize and win more gunfights up close. Cinematics, don't really care. Put that in 0. I really don't want to hear that. Let's see. Controller, we use default. I know a lot of people use tactical, but I use a scuff controller, so I just use paddle, so I just keep it on default. I don't really feel a need to use tactical in my opinion. So also, a lot of people say, obviously, to switch the L1 and stuff like that, but I don't really feel need to. I feel like when I use L2, R2 to shoot and aim, I feel like it's just as good. And I'm just so used to it playing Call of Duty, so I just keep it on that default setting. Stick layout, default. Control vibration, no need in Warzone, honestly. It's just kind of body to even run that. Trigger effect off, you don't need the haptic feedback. And then for Dead Zone, guys, I got from JGod over on YouTube. You guys go give him a follow. He's pretty good with the settings, especially for dead zones and find the perfect settings to you know get the best reaction time and everything. But these are the settings I got for L2 button dead zone. I got 9 and 9. The minimum and max for right stick 10 and 90, and then 10 and 90 for left stick. And then for graphics, guys, I'm not on PC or nothing, but these are pretty good for console. I don't turn on texture streaming. That really ruins your FPS. So I really want to maximize the FPS over where I play on PS5, PlayStation 5. And world motion blur turned off, motion blur or weapon motion blur off, film grain off. Fidelity cax is something though I keep on. Doesn't really affect nothing much. This is definitely a setting to get some better quality, quality of life in Warzone, Rebirth, all those. And I put this on 80. This is probably the best in my opinion. For strength wise, for the Vanilla FX cast strength, and then depth of field off. There's no need, honestly. It just looks stupid when it's on, in my opinion. Sustainability, I just keep it on efficiency. Field of view, guys. So for this, I use 105. In my opinion, this is definitely the one to use. I've switched from like 100 to 110, 120, and 105 is definitely the sweet spot you guys got to be using. 120 just has too much lag and just too much. I don't even know. 105 is just a sweet spot, honestly, guys. Um, and then I use affected ADS field of view, which helps a lot with aiming and winning those gunfights. And then weapon field of view, I use wide. Third person field of view, I use 80. No need, doesn't really matter. And then for the first person camera movement, 50%. It's just the standard. It's for that and third person. Don't use third person. Inverted flashbang off. Third person ADS. Honestly, guys, these settings are kind of useless. Brightness, safe area. Safe area for HUD, HUD. I would decrease the height all the way in and decrease the width so you can see the map more and just have better overall visibility on your screen. And now for audio. So I use the headphone bass boost. This helps honestly the most with footsteps and just hearing people up close, gunfire. But you can really hear footsteps very well with these, in my opinion. Game volume, I use 50 like I showed you guys earlier. Gameplay music, no need. If you're gonna be playing good, you can't be using that. You got to be able to hear everything. Gunfights, where to push next, enemy footsteps approaching you. Dialogue, I mean, I put on 30. I mean, sometimes it's good to hear enemy precision airstrike inbound, those score streaks. But it's not bad to have on just to hear stuff going on around you. Effects, I like to keep this definitely at 100. Really good for obviously hearing gunfire, footsteps, and just want to hear everything clear as day while playing. And then for cinematic, 0. War tracks, no need. Voice chat, 34. Keep all this on. I turn off proximity chat. It can get really annoying, especially like on Rebirth where everyone's so close to each other. And I don't feel every need to just, I'd rather just focus and just, slay teams, not worry about them yelling and everything up close. Open mic sensitivity, I use 90. I don't know, it doesn't really matter what you use, it's all personal preference. And for interface, I don't use subtitles unless it's campaign. Let's see what else. So for HUD, HUD, for minimap, use square. Helps a lot with finding enemies. Like you guys can see right here, the circle and the square. The circle has way less visibility in the map compared to the square. And you just have way more area where you can see enemies and where to push the next gunfight. And also have the rotation on, horizontal compass on, crosshairs. I like to keep it on with the center dot on and center dot scale to the largest. This helps a lot with centering, guys. That's one of the biggest things in Warzone is you gotta have really good centering, especially when pushing corners and pushing a whole team in a building. You just gotta have a really good centering to lock on them. Hit marker visuals, I keep that on. It just helps a lot, especially when shooting kids out the sky. You want to make sure you're actually hitting them. And when those people are at long distances, damage base hit markers on. Player name's full name, in-game text chat. I just keep it on. Stamina bar. This is a bunch of useless stuff, guys, but I definitely keep server latency and packet loss on. Clock and connection meter doesn't really matter, especially on console. So for the aiming, I use horizontal stick, 6 and 6 for ADS sensitivity multiplier. 0.8 is literally the sweet spot. It's the default's usually 1, but I've been using 0.8 and it's just so much easier to stay on them targets, especially in medium to long range. You can absolutely lock on the people. Not saying I have aimbot, but 0.8 guys, give this a try and you'll be hitting your shots way easier. For sensitivity multiplier, I just keep this at 1. I mean, you're not going to use these in Warzone, but it's just keep it at default. And then for vertical aim axis, the same. But this is a big one right here. Aim response curve type, guys. So usually it's on standard. This is like the typical for like most of what Call of Duty players start out as, but I moved up into the dynamic aim response curve, and this is a game changer, guys, especially if you want to hit your targets up close, medium range, and just lock onto those targets. A lot of pros are actually running dynamic. If you guys go and find them, search up other people's best controller settings videos and everything like that. But dynamic's definitely the one you guys got to give it a try on. I keep that at 1. Keep the ADS multiplier focus at 1. ADS sensitivity instant. Sensitivity per zoom off, and then aim assist target on. And then for the aim assist type, I keep it on default. I know people like to use like precision and focusing, but default is just, typical for MW games. As you guys see, it says default, traditional aim, slow down near target, use in Modern Warfare. Honestly, I think that Modern Warfare games have the best just overall aiming assist types and stuff in that nature, better than the Black Ops one and focusing precision. So default's definitely the way to go, in my opinion, for the aim assist type. ADS aim assist obviously on. And then for third person ADS correlation type, I just keep that on assist. Don't really need. You're not going to really be third person, especially in Warzone. Gameplay movement, as a lot of you guys want to get some advanced movement settings. So for automatic sprint, we use automatic tac sprint. Obviously, that helps with slide canceling and moving wicked quick and just run up them hills, slide canceling, turning on people, doing some crazy stuff with this automatic tac sprint. Maintain sprint off, auto move forward off. For tactical sprint behavior, I do use single tap sprint. I think it's better, honestly, just single tapping and just tactical sprinting. It's just a good setting to use. Ground and mantle, have that off. Automatic airborne mantle off for ground mantling. And then for this one, so I turned off the regular settings, like tap to slide, tap to dive, and just use slide only. In my opinion, it's a great way just to get them slide cancels up, especially if you have automatic tack sprint already equipped. Having just a slide only is just a great option. I know people like to run like these two right here, just because they like to dive off buildings and stuff like that, just to like, avoid getting shot at. But I don't think dolphin diving is honestly necessary for Warzone or in general in this game. So I just use slide only just to get the. Honestly, I like tactical sliding around corners and just breaking people's cameras by sliding instead of diving. And then for plunging underwater, I have that at free. Automatic parachute behavior, I have that off, so I can always just, free fall all the way down to buildings and just get there really fast. Sprinting bash draw on. Ledge climb behavior, I put on mantle only. Aimed downside behavior, I just do it whole, that's typical. And then change unit activation. I don't know what that does, but I just use the sprint tactical one. Equipment behavior, I use hold. ADS melee for weapon mount delay. I use medium. Honestly, these ones aren't really well. All right, so I use prioritize interact, which is pretty much you can pick up weapons way quicker. The only problem is where you have to hold the reload, but honestly, that's not really a problem. So you can like pick up weapons out of boxes quicker and beat people with those guns, and also kill them quicker, right off spawn or landing on a weapon. And then for armor plate behavior, I think apply all, obviously, so you can just run around corners and apply all by pressing one simple button. And then ADS stick swap, I have off. Backpack control, directional buttons. And these ones, honestly, are just, you guys can check them out, but vehicles, not really, honestly, that important because you're not really going to be in vehicles that much in Rebirth or just any Resurgence game mode. I mean, obviously on Kyrgyzstan, you're going to be on it, but these are the three: short delay, free look, and melee. And then for overlay behaviors, ping. Honestly, these ones. So wheel behavior, hold, danger, ping, moderate, moderate. Okay, I don't really mess with these settings. It's like they're towards the bottom. I don't really pay attention. Like obviously, movement is more movement and like stuff like that's more important. So just to recap, automatic tack sprint, single tap sprint, and slide only. Those are like the most important ones, especially for movement. Guys, that's gonna wrap up today's video on the best Warzone settings. Most of these settings, guys, are personal preference from me, and I did implement some from other YouTubers like JGod, Exclusive Ace. Those guys really dig deep into like the tips and tricks and everything when it comes to Warzone. They know everything when it comes to the best audio, movement, aiming, controller, everything, guys, for console, PC. But yeah, these settings are pretty much for mostly console, Xbox, PlayStation. None of these are PC settings. They're all just like the best for console. So yeah, hope you guys enjoy the gameplay. Don't forget to drop a like, subscribe, and also drop a comment down below what kind of videos you guys want to see in the future. And yeah, hope you guys have a good day. Peace.